Some people never go crazy. What truly horrible lives they must lead. I don't hate them. I just feel better when they're not around. Sometimes you climb out of bed in the morning and you think, I'm not going to make it, but you laugh inside, remembering all the times you felt that way. We're all going to die, all of us. What a circus. That alone should make us love each other, but it doesn't. We are terrorized and flattened by trivialities. We are eaten up by nothing. What matters most is how well you walk through the fire. You have to die a few times before you can really live. My ambition is handicapped by laziness. The problem with the world is that the intelligent people are full of doubts, while the stupid ones are full of confidence. I wanted the whole world or nothing. Find what you love and let it kill you. An intellectual says a simple thing in a hard way. An artist says a hard thing in a simple way. There are worse things than being alone. But it often takes decades to realize this, and most often when you do, it's too late. And there's nothing worse than too late. If you're losing your soul and you know it, then you've still got a soul left to lose. Some lose all mind and become soul insane. Some lose all soul and become mind intellectual. Some lose both and become accepted. Real loneliness is not necessarily limited to when you are alone. I love you like a man loves a woman he never touches, only writes to, keeps little photographs of. Being alone never felt right. Sometimes it felt good, but it never felt right. I felt like crying, but nothing came out. It was just a sort of sad sickness, sick sad, when you can't feel any worse. I think you know it. I think everybody knows it now and then. But I think I have known it pretty often, too often. The free soul is rare, but you know it when you see it. Basically because you feel good, very good, when you are near or with them. Those who escape hell, however, never talk about it. And nothing much bothers them after that. Boring damned people, all over the earth, propagating more boring damned people. What a horror show. The earth swarmed with them. A love like that was a serious illness, an illness from which you never entirely recover. There's a bluebird in my heart that wants to get out, but I'm too tough for him. I say, stay in there. I'm not going to let anybody see you. Poetry is what happens when nothing else can. Of course it's possible to love a human being if you don't know them too well. I remember awakening one morning and finding everything smeared with the color of forgotten love. People with no morals often considered themselves more free, but mostly they lacked the ability to feel or love. Sex is kicking death in the ass while singing. I stopped looking for a dream girl. I just wanted one that wasn't a nightmare. Sometimes you just have to pee in the sink. Baby, I said, I'm a genius, but nobody knows it but me. We don't even ask for happiness, just a little less pain. You begin saving the world by saving one man at a time. All else is grandiose romanticism or politics. You boys can keep your virgins. Give me hot old women in high heels with asses that forgot to get old. There is always one woman to save you from another, and as that woman saves you, she makes ready to destroy. What a weary time those years were, to have the desire and the need to live but not the ability. We are like roses that have never bothered to bloom when we should have bloomed, and it is as if the sun has become disgusted with waiting. Life's as kind as you let it be. My beer-drunk soul is sadder than all the dead Christmas trees of the world. I went to the worst of bars hoping to get killed, but all I could do was to get drunk again. The shortest distance between 2 points is often unbearable. I often carry things to read, so that I will not have to look at the people. Lighting new cigarettes, pouring more drinks. It has been a beautiful fight. Still is. She was consumed by 3 simple things: drink, despair, loneliness, and 2 more: youth and beauty. Things get bad for all of us, almost continually. And what we do under the constant stress reveals who/what we are. Without literature, life is hell. Some moments are nice. Some are nicer. Some are even worth writing about. It wasn't my day, my week, my month, my year, my life. God damn it. I was a man who thrived on solitude. Without it, I was like another man without food or water. Each day without solitude weakened me. I took no pride in my solitude, but I was dependent on it. The darkness of the room was like sunlight to me. Dogs and angels are not very far apart. In that drunken place, you would like to hand your heart to her and say, touch it, but then give it back. And yet women, good women, frightened me because they eventually wanted your soul, and what was left of mine, I wanted to keep. She was desperate, and she was choosy at the same time, and in a way beautiful, but she didn't have quite enough going for her to become what she imagined herself to be. She's mad, but she's magic. There's no lie in her fire. There are times when those eyes inside your brain stare back at you. I never met another man I'd rather be. And even if that's a delusion, it's a lucky one. Great art is horseshit. Buy tacos. The difference between a democracy and a dictatorship is that in a democracy you vote first and take orders later. In a dictatorship you don't have to waste your time voting. I carry death in my left pocket. Sometimes I take it out and talk to it. Hello baby, how you doing? When you coming for me? I drive around the streets, an inch away from weeping, ashamed of my sentimentality and possible love. I want so much that is not here and do not know where to go. I'm going, she said. I love you, but you're crazy. You're doomed. Too often the people complain that they have done nothing with their lives, and then they wait for somebody to tell them that this isn't so. I wish to weep, but sorrow is stupid. I wish to believe, but belief is a graveyard. Love is all right for those who can handle the psychic overload. It's like trying to carry a full garbage can on your back over a rushing river of piss. You son of a bitch, she said. I am trying to build a meaningful relationship. You can't build it with a hammer, he said. We are here to laugh at the odds and live our lives so well that death will tremble to take us. If you have the ability to love, love yourself first. In the morning it was morning, and I was still alive. Anything is a waste of time unless you are fucking well or creating well or getting well or looming toward a kind of phantom love happiness. It was like the beginning of life and laughter. It was the real meaning of the sun. Each man's hell is in a different place. Mine is just up and behind. My ruined face. People are strange. They are constantly angered by trivial things, but on a major matter like totally wasting their lives, they hardly seem to notice. Beauty is nothing. Beauty won't stay. You don't know how lucky you are to be ugly, because if people like you, you know it's for something else. People run from rain, but sit in bathtubs full of water. Nobody can save you but yourself, and you're worth saving. It's a war not easily won, but if anything is worth winning, then this is it. I guess the only time most people think about injustice is when it happens to them. Understand me. I'm not like an ordinary world. I have my madness. I live in another dimension, and I do not have time for things that have no soul. The trouble with a mask is it never changes. If you get married, they think you're finished. And if you are without a woman, they think you're incomplete. I wasn't a misanthrope, and I wasn't a misogynist, but I liked being alone. It felt good to sit alone in a small space and smoke and drink. I had always been good company for myself. I had noticed that both in the very poor and very rich extremes of society, the mad were often allowed to mingle freely. The fuckers. There I feel better. God-damned human race. There, I feel better. My mother, poor fish, wanting to be happy, beaten 2 or 3 times a week, telling me to be happy. Henry, smile. Why don't you ever smile? And then she would smile, to show me how, and it was the saddest smile I ever saw. The tigers have found me, and I do not care. Nothing can save you except writing. It keeps the walls from failing. In this land, some of us fuck more than we die, but most of us die better than we fuck.